for the
Yeah,
limelight.
absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, my guest today is Hamza Butt. Hamza, thanks for joining us. Hamza is working as a digital marketing specialist for a digital marketing agency based out of Florida called Omnicore Healthcare Marketing. I think I got
Yeah,
that right.
yeah,
And
absolutely
uh,
right.
and he's been crushing it for his account right now for his boss. And we just want to hear from him. How he's doing, what he's doing. Wearing a lot of hats right now because the agency is fast growing. And welcome to the show, Hamza. Tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and how you got started
Absolutely.
in the marketing agency world.
Right, right, absolutely. So, first of all, thank you so much, Azhar, for having me over here. And it's been an honor, to be with you. And so, a little bit about myself that it's almost been 2 years that I'm into digital marketing.
Hmm.
And currently I'm working with Omnicore Healthcare Marketing Agency. So this company basically provides marketing and web development services to the prospects, or we can say clients in the healthcare industry. And my role over here is quite diverse since we are in the expansion phase. We're scaling up, looking out for more businesses. And so I'm helping out my client over there, Salman. He is the managing director over there. So I'm helping out with lead generation, with the content stuff, and automating his CRM, as well
Hmm.
as looking out both the outbound strategies as well as the inbound strategies. So that's something that I'm currently doing. Yeah, if you talk about like how did I get over here,
That's the interesting
so
one, right?
that's yeah, that's
How did you
that's
get
really an
started? What kind of schooling did you do to get
yeah,
into this field? And you mentioned that even though you've been with us for 6 months, but you also have
yeah,
some experience in marketing world, right? So
yeah,
want to find
yeah,
out about what got you started, what kind of schooling you did, and then
right.
what were your first few jobs before you got to RepStack.
Right, right. So basically, my college, for school, I went to St. Mary's Academy. So that's based in Rawalpindi as well. I'm also based in Rawalpindi. And for college, I went to 4G Foundation College, and I did pre-engineering.
Okay.
And from that, yeah, I also did my bachelor's in engineering. So I don't have a background, I would say, of marketing. I
Hmm.
spent my bachelor's doing engineering since I
Hmm.
was a big fan of Iron Man, so I just got over there, and I graduated back in 2019.
Okay.
So
What
yeah,
university? Sorry.
and the university was Air University, so it's based
Okay,
in
very,
Islamabad.
very university. Yeah, yeah. My
Yeah,
brother Usman went to that university as well.
right, right, right,
I think he did. I don't know, electronic engineering, something like that. Yeah, very similar to what you did, I think. But
right,
also
right,
he
right,
used to change his careers after career path after he finished. He's into making donuts these days. So
right, right.
he's running a
Wow,
thriving bakery these days.
that's
But
really interesting. Yeah,
but so what got you to shift your focus from engineering to
yeah.
coming into marketing?
Yeah, so it's like, well, I was doing engineering. My engineering basically is mechatronics engineering. So if anyone does not know, that's related to automation and building sort of a robots.
Hmm.
And but I was also into writing as well at that time. Although I had little time because those 4 years of engineering, they just you have to be very focused on the
Yeah.
studies as well. So the extracurricular activities I would say were not zero, but were less. So I was into I would say these clubs as well, writing clubs as well. So I was writing some stuff, motivational stuff, inspirational stuff.
Nice. Nice.
Yes, as soon like as I graduated, also started my own small blog. Like it was named like Solo Writes, and I was just writing some inspirational stuff over there.
Hmm.
And so I was doing these kind of stuff. And the pivot happened when I started learning about copywriting. So that was, I would say, the first phase of me entering into the marketing world. So
Hmm.
from just writing what I loved, then into the copywriting because I felt like it resonated a lot with me.
Hmm.
Uh, the basics over there, what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to say, to get the attention of the other person.
Hmm.
to really help them out to understand to get into their shoe.
Hmm.
So that was a very interesting thing for me, and that was the point that I got into marketing. And from there, I took a job actually when I graduated. So it was basically, I would say, internship, not a job, and that internship then turned to a job. So I took that, and I was there like
What were
for
you doing?
sorry.
What did you do at that job?
Yeah, so at that job, I learned a lot of things regarding the digital marketing, how things happen. Basically, over there, I was managing Facebook ads.
So this was
Then,
a marketing agency that you took a job at.
yeah, yeah, it was a marketing agency,
Okay.
and yeah, I was working as so I came as like an intern, but I learned the Facebook ads as well, then Google ads as well, and then towards also building some online organic presence as well with the social media pages. So I was also working as a social media marketer.
Nice,
Yes,
nice.
but we were like into various of, I would say, niches, be that be e-commerce or be that be lead generation from B2B. So all the things were happening in that like company over there. So it was also like wearing a lot of hats over there. So
Nice,
copywriter, then paid marketing, organic marketing, everything was happening. But did
nice.
step by step, yeah, and learned a lot. And then afterwards, I joined the Repstack,
So how
and since
long
then,
did you spend at that first job before you came over to Repstack?
it happened like 1.5 year, yeah,
That's awesome. So
one
what's
yeah 1.5 year,
the question now is that so when you were working at that agency, was that what kind of environment was it? Was it like work from office, work from home, or
right,
So tell me a little bit about that, and
right,
how do
right,
you do? What's the difference working for an American client versus
right.
working for a local client?
Yeah, so there's a lot of difference, I would say. A lot of differences. I mean, I would say in both the markets, in the local market and the international market, especially when you're working with people in US.
Hmm.
Uh, when I was working over there, that was an on-site job, and that's also based in Rawalpindi. So the thing is, you have to go over there. That's something that's not happening when you're working from home. So
Hmm.
it saves a lot of your energy,
Yeah.
and yeah, you could invest that energy in brainstorming and doing
Focus on
some learning.
yourself, right? Do so much. You can take
Yeah,
that extra 2 hours of day
yeah,
and do so much with that time, right? Like go to the
yeah,
gym, work out, spend
uh,
with your family, extra time.
absolutely.
So
Or you
that's good.
even
So and what's the difference between a local client versus a US based client?
right. So the difference I would say is that I honestly felt the difference in the local market and an international US client is the detailing of the process actually.
Hmm.
Uh, the details in the local market is very, I would say, vague or blurred. So you don't know the path that you're following, that you're trying to get. Like if I would put it in simple words, like where you're starting and where you're ending, you don't know, right? But
Hmm.
when you're working with a US client or international client, the work ethic over there is like really good. I mean that is something that you need for growth. Otherwise, you won't grow actually in your role, whatever you are in. So that's the main thing that
Hmm.
I actually felt. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a great point. And
yeah,
things really move fast in the North American market, and
yeah,
and these guys are the cutting edge of digital marketing. So if you are working for somebody and you're trying to build out a career,
yeah,
my recommendation would be to find a job with a US or a Canadian digital marketing agency
yeah,
and stick with them for considerable amount of time because you're
yeah,
going to learn so much there, right? I'm sure you
yeah,
learn lots with your
right,
local market agency, but
yeah,
learnings with a marketing agency over here is very different.
different,
The attention to detail, like you said, the work
yeah,
ethic, It's all very, very different. So,
different.
so you get to level up when you join a company like that.
Yeah.
So that's
uh,
great insight, man.
yeah.
Before we come to your day to day, so you started out, you were an engineer by
Yeah.
education. You went,
Yeah.
you have a knack for writing,
Yeah.
so that's great. So I'm sure you're doing a lot of that right now on your current job.
Yeah.
And just by talking to you, I can tell that your comprehension and all of that stuff is really, really great as well.
Yep.
And
Thank
then
you.
you got your first job as in a local digital marketing agency here in Pakistan, Rawalpindi, and then
Yep.
now you're working for an American agency. And then, well, tell me this, as working for an American client, it's, you're based in a different time zone, you're working nights, you're
Yep.
expected to perform at the same level, but you're completely in a different time zone. How does
Yep.
that work for you? Like, do you have to have like a very rigid timetable that you have to follow, or because you're working in a creative job and you're
Yeah.
working complete
Yeah.
opposite hours. You're
Yeah.
supposed to be creative at 3 o'clock in the morning. How do you
Yeah.
manage it, man?
Yeah, so I would also take the answer back to some time because I want to be, to be helpful for the people who are watching as well. Because I'm not gonna, keep them in very, what should I say, in very dreamy world and say that this is a very
Easy
smooth
thing
and
to
easy
do.
thing, easy
Yeah.
thing to do, because when I was about to like leave the later agency, the prior agency, sorry. So I was going to join RepStack. So I joined RepStack in August, but I also like applied. I had applied to RepStack back before like 3 to 4 months before before that August of 2022. So,
Mm,
but at that time, I did not have that I did not have that confidence,
mm,
because I knew this is going to be a different time zone. So at that time, I was not very firm at this decision that I should take and take this position of working in different time zones because I knew I could not manage it. But
mm,
the thing is, when you decide, you want to grow, and the growth happens when the environment around you, changes. So that is something that I wanted, and I took the decision. So I'll be honest, like it's not when you're changing the time zones, it's not easy. It does not happen just like in one day. It will be like you wake up and you'll be working at your fullest. So it takes some time, and so did it for me. It took, but the max time it took was 1 week, just 1 week,
mm,
and to set up the routine, to transform your body, to this time zone. And the other thing to your question was that if you take care of yourself, so that's the prime thing. If you take care of yourself, then only you would be able to take care of the role that you're in, right?
mm.
So deciding the routine of the day, that's very important. So what I do is, I usually take walks because I think that's very necessary for me.
So this
Uh,
is
so
before you start your shift.
this is yeah, before I start my shift. So my shift starts as per the PKT time. It's almost 5 p.m., right,
Mm,
and it goes to 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, right. So what I would do is in the day I would go, since it was already winter, so it was very comfortable to go in the afternoon for a
mm,
walk, and I
mm,
would do that. Love to do that. So that is something that I feel it releases your negative energy and put your stress level down, and you're very
mm,
at the calm position when you're just working, and you're more focused. So this is one thing, and the other thing is that to divide your day in, I would say, segments. That's also very necessary to know that which work can be done easily. So just get over with that, do it. Right. If some work is going to take some brainstorming and it needs some more effort, save
mm,
your energy for that, right?
Mm.
So that is something that I also feel was helpful for me, to get into this time zone. And now I don't feel like, even to my parents and my sister, I tell them like it's my day right now. It's my day going right now. So
Yeah.
the night is gonna come, but this is my day going
Well,
right
that's a
now,
great
and
point.
it's
Growth comes when you put yourself in challenging situations, and
yeah,
obviously it's hard to be working in a different time zones,
yeah,
but then also you got to kind of balance out, like you're early in your career.
right,
The experience you're going to get working with an American client,
yeah,
is it worth the sacrifice that you're going to be making in working a
making
different time zone?
right,
And if you say the answer is yes,
right,
then go for it, and then really commit to it.
absolutely,
You've
yeah,
committed to it, and
yeah,
obviously you're thriving in the role that you're in right now.
yeah,
That's
thank you,
great, man. So
yeah,
tell me a little bit about your when your shift starts. What are the type of work that you're doing? Do you
right,
guys have a lot of Zoom calls that are happening throughout the
right,
day?
right,
And how does that eight
right,
hours
right,
look like for you? What kind
right.
of different tasks are you focused on throughout that day?
Right, right. So basically, my shift starts like at 5 p.m. And in the first hour of the day, I'll usually have a meeting with either of my team members that I have a work concern with, otherwise with my managing director, with Salman. So it's sort of, I would say, compulsory, to catch up with him, or
Mm,
compulsory verb might not fit over here. It's like, it's a good thing. I mean, to get on a Zoom call, because that's important, to get into the shoe of your client, to know how they are thinking, how they want things to happen, and
mm,
then put in your suggestion, right? So you can't just slam the door and say, just this is my suggestion and let's go do the work right like this. So you
mm,
listen out, you hear, you brainstorm. That's what we do. It's usually something that happens in first of hour of the day. So if
mm,
we have any tasks that are already signed, right? So I'll focus on the ones, as I already mentioned, I would break them into pieces, and I would work on the ones that can be done right away, like in just an hour. If I can do that, just get over with that, and then to those tasks that require more attention, more
mm.
brainstorming, more such as, like, one of my tasks that I want to share is like, I was making YouTube videos, so that was something new. That required scripts as well, content as well, how you need to go along with the video, with the content that you are showing to the
Are
audience.
these YouTube shorts you're making, or like a full length video?
So it was a full length video, yeah. So 8 to 10 minute video explaining the whole process, that what we are doing in marketing for healthcare industry. So
Nice.
sort
So
of like that.
who records the videos? Like who goes on the camera?
Yeah,
You.
so it was yeah, it was me actually. Yeah, so it was me, and since it was new for me as well, so I've said like I was doing uh,
So
five
it's
shots
basically
in one
how
minute,
to
and
how to video to show your clients on how to perform different tasks and things like
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so the recent video, just as I want to share, like we've made, is like how to run Facebook ads for your med spa. So that's something that resonates very much with the healthcare industry, and especially with the ones who are the owners of med spas. They're looking for that. So if we are trying to provide value to them, we need to show them these things, right? And that is something that happens along the way in my daily tasks, right? And after usually 4 hours, I would take a break,
Mm,
40 minutes break. If I need to get some dinner, or I would say breakfast, because it's day for me already.
yeah.
So I would take that, something for energy, and then head back to the work. And usually what happens is we also do the end of the day meeting as well, to catch up what we did, or with or with, I would say, the roadmap that we're going to implement in the next week, right? We're going to discuss about that, like if it's about the lead generation, and we'll talk
Mm,
about that. If you're running any email campaigns, we're going to lay out the process for that as well. So
mm,
things like that happen, because it, as I also told, like it's in scale up or in the expansion phase. So we are most of the time thinking and brainstorming things out. That how can we do that?
Hmm.
So it's
Hmm.
a really interesting process right now going on.
So you're also
And
writing so a lot of tasks. So you're doing videos, you're recording how-to videos in some part of your day, and then you're moving into building out email marketing
yep,
campaigns. You're probably
yep,
writing out the content for these sequences as well. Is that what
yeah.
you're? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
because we need content, script, and these are the major things that we need in that video. So this is what I work for. Like instead of just jumping in on the camera and saying, it's better to have things already aligned,
Ready to go.
and
Yeah.
it reduces your time as well. So
Mhm.
if you are going to record 2 videos in a day, so you can do that easily instead of just spending time with just for a day whole just thinking. So it's better to just write down each thing, so it makes it very easier for you.
That's awesome.
And
I'd love to
what,
see
what
one of those videos that you've made. Share
yeah,
that.
I'll definitely share with you, and I would love a constructive feedback as well.
For sure, man. So send it, slap me over. So okay, so
Right.
that's what you're doing, and then you guys are ending the day out with you working on email marketing campaigns. You're working on your videos, editing them, posting them, publishing them on YouTube, and then you're ending your day, starting your day with a strategy call, ending your day with what the next day looks like or the next week
Yeah.
looks like,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
how important is it? Like, so I'm sure you guys have a nice uh, small team there. How important, like, do you think like you're culturally connected to your team right now? How important is it to be connected with the team members that you have in your inside your
Right.
agency, because you're all remote, right?
Right.
and,
Right.
and how do you do that in a remote environment, and how
Right.
important is it, I guess?
So I would say this is one of the most important things when you are in a virtual environment,
Hmm.
because big things take time. That's one thing, but big things also take a good team, right? So if you are trying to achieve really good results, you need to have a very good understanding with your team members as well. And for that, I really thankful to Salman as well. That I do, feel very culturally connected. That's easy to a team where like it's easy to share what you're already thinking, right? Everyone's is ready to hear you out, hear your idea, and then give an input, and then you guys, make up a plan, and lay out a strategy that's gonna work.
Hmm.
So for that, we usually have meetings, either for in a day or in just a week. We would have just an informal, not a casual meeting, I would say. Yeah, so it helps to get into the mind of each other, and that is something I would say very important for
How
all the
long did
virtual.
it take since you started your job? How long did it take you to be like on the same page as wavelength as your team
Yeah,
members and
yeah,
things like that?
yeah, right. So I would say it took me almost a month, I would say. Yeah, took me
Hmm.
almost a month to resonate with each other, with
Hmm.
each of the team member, with my client as well, to
Hmm.
get into his shoe and think like what he wants to tell me and what he wants me to do. So it
Hmm.
takes time, and this time can be different for everyone. It's not that it's a set thing, or it's what do we call it? It's stated thing. But if you have these things, these meetings, these Zoom meetings, casually from time to time, it would reduce actually. So you can have a better understanding maybe in 2 weeks as well.
Yeah.
So this is
So
very
you think
important here.
that it's very important to culturally connect with the team members, especially
Yeah,
working remotely, and
perfect.
so that's great. Now, just the last few questions for you here, Hamza, are so you're used to writing. Obviously, your English and writing is really really great, but in America we write
Right,
differently, right? So
right,
there's different
right,
cultural
right,
nuances and things like that.
right,
How long did it take you to kind of adjust to that writing style versus
right.
what you're used to in your local culture, for example?
All right. So this is something I would say. I thought I knew how to write. I
Yeah.
knew how to write very effectively,
Already you said you
but
grew up watching Iron Man and all of that stuff.
yeah,
You kind of understand the American culture in
yeah,
our mind that maybe we do, but when it
yeah,
comes down to producing actual work,
yeah. That's
how was that journey for you? How long did that learning curve last for you?
so. I would say that's still in the phase. I would say yeah that if we're not wrong, like with respect to copywriting, I'm still working on it. I'm still learning it, and I'm loving it because each time when I interact a different person,
Hmm.
the style is sort of a same, I would say, but what they want to hear, that is something that we need to figure out which words would be better if we are reaching out to a managerial position. So which words would affect them? So if we are just doing a cold call and confronting any gatekeeper, so which words would affect him or her?
Hmm.
So that's something different, and I'm learning. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
So I would say this is really good because at first I thought I knew that I could write in that sense. I could write in that way, but
Yeah.
it's quite different. It's quite different.
It is,
And
and I think
yeah,
there's a technique called visualization that I was just talking to a friend of mine, Jeff Fisher, and he was telling me about this. That
right,
you can put, in order for you to learn these things faster, you can put yourself in that person's shoes, or like for example,
right,
maybe you're an executive assistant, and you need to find out where your boss lives. You can go on Google Maps and you can go to his house, you can get a street view, and
right.
sometimes even if you go to a realtor website, you can go inside their house and see how the inside
Yeah,
of the house looks like, and things like that. So that visualization of your team members, for example, you might be working with a clinic or something like that in the healthcare profession.
yep,
It's really easy to go on their Google profile and see what
yep.
that clinic looks like from
Looks
inside,
like
seeing where that gatekeeper might be sitting and things like
setting.
that.
Yeah, right.
And just visualize that, and I think that might help out.
Also
But
help.
I totally agree that these things are like, even me, like I've been in America or North on Canada for the last 24 years, and
Right,
there's things that I'm still learning right now. So,
right. Yeah,
but I feel that as you know, in English is almost like a first language for us, because you and I, we went to the same schools, we grew up in the
right.
same,
Yeah, yeah.
and now we're working with similar clients.
Right.
So English is almost first language for us. So it's very easy for us to kind of figure out these things,
Yep.
and just to pay a little
Absolutely.
extra attention
Yeah.
by visualizing and using these techniques. I think we can even do a little bit better. Tell me a
Better. Yeah.
little bit about the tech stacks, that different softwares that you're using right now. What are you using for your CRMs? What are
Right.
you using
Right.
for your project management software, for your
Right. Right.
communication software? Is there any other softwares you're using?
Right, right. Yeah, there are a couple of softwares that we're using, and they're really, really helpful. So I would start with the project management software. So we use ClickUp actually.
Okay.
So there, yeah, it's very useful. All our tasks are assigned over there. Even the good thing is when we onboard a client,
Hmm.
we assign a folder to him or her over there. So it's very, very easy to connect with them. They can just instantly comment over there whatever issue is, and we can just reply them back over there instead of emailing them and then they email us back.
Nice.
So it's
Nice.
very, very easy over there.
Hmm.
And apart from that, for communications, usually within the team we use Microsoft Teams. So we are using that actually. And if I go towards digital marketing first, so then I'll come to the CRM as well. For digital marketing, we are for SEO purposes, we are using Ahrefs. Ahrefs, that's a very good, I would say, software.
Yeah.
And for so this is one's new. I've been doing some LinkedIn outreaches as well. We are using Closely, so that's a very good, I would say, software where you can automate your campaigns to outreach the potential clients on LinkedIn. So that's really good. And apart from that, we are for the CRM. For if I go towards the ads, we are usually using obviously the Facebook-based Business Manager, and for Google Ads, it's some Google Ads Manager. And for CRM, we are using Go High Level. So that's really, really, I would say, one of the very effective softwares I've used up till now, where you can, integrate your Facebook ads, your Google business. And the good thing about there is you can lay out the whole pipeline of your customer journey or of your prospects who are coming in, so you can segment them at which stage they are. It
Hmm.
gets a very good clear vision of where you stand, so it's really helpful over there. And along with this, we are using that for for setting the SMS campaigns, for email campaigns,
Hmm.
and for integrating the Facebook leads to into our CRM.
What about
And
video editing and
yeah,
graphic design?
for for such stuff, we are using Canva and Photoshop. And for video editing, okay, so this is an online tool I used. It's good. Weed.io. It's really, really handy. You can
What
just
is it called
make
again?
weed.io, weed.io.
Okay, read.io.
Yes, yeah. So that's a really good one, and quick editing with it.
Man, that's a
All
big
these.
software stack you're using, and you're having to use all of these yourself as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Crazy,
So
man.
I'm currently using these, and it's
So,
really good.
HR or HRAFs,
Yeah,
Teams for communication, ClickUp for project management,
yeah,
Closely for LinkedIn outreach, obviously the paid ad platforms on Google and
yeah.
Facebook.
Ads manager,
Go High Level is it's a massive
big
software.
plus. Yeah, it's a big plus.
Photoshop, Canva, V.io. Man,
Yeah,
that's the longest tech stack that I've ever heard of. So
yeah.
amazing,
Right.
right?
This is yeah. This is really good one, and we are exploring like more of these. Right, and I'm also like there's an app called CapCut. So it was actually in the app form, but they've also launched an online version of their software. So it's gonna
Hmm.
be really pretty cool. They've got some pretty cool what do we say, transformations and effects. So I'm gonna try that out again because I was using in the mobile, but I'm gonna use it on the live version as well now.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing, Hamza. Before we end the call, what's one thing that a person who's starting out in a journey similar to yours, thinking of working for a client, a digital marketing agency, what's the number one thing they need to focus on to be successful?
Okay, so I really want to help out anyone who is listening, wants to listen this, that first thing is do not compare yourself to anyone, please. Please do not do that. And the second thing is the consistency. So you might face ups and downs while you're on a journey, because I myself come from an engineering background, so I know how like it can be difficult, to bring an impact or bring a dent in the other field that you're trying to get in.
Hmm.
So just be consistent and be eager to learn, right? Be eager to learn day by day, and just do things step by step, right? So I was watching this. I just skipped his name. Yeah, I skipped the actor's name, but I remember the quote that he says that to make a wall, you need to put it like a brick by brick. So just do that and have patience. So everything's gonna be good. You're gonna learn. You're gonna grow. So just be consistent with it.
Consistent, take it step one step at a time, and
Yeah,
don't compare yourself to other
yeah,
people.
yeah,
Find yourself, your own identity, and you'll be good to go.
yeah.
Hamza, it's been a pleasure, man. Thanks a lot for taking time out
Oh
of your
no,
extremely busy
thank
day.
you so much. No,
Well,
thank you
after
so much,
talking to
for
you,
having me.
congratulations on all the success you're having. I'm really looking
Thank you
forward
so much. Thank you so much.
to seeing you succeed in the role that you're in, and keep up the great work.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Azhar. Thank you so much.
Awesome, man. Hamza,
It
stick around
was
for a second. I'd like to